The Alpha Sessions with Emma Joyce.
This is The Alpha Sessions. I'm Emma and I'm here with Lauren Collins. Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. Thanks for having me here.
Thanks for coming down.
Thanks.
So you are from New Zealand.
Yes.
You've made the big step, very large geographical step, to London. You've pretty much just stepped off a plane.
Yeah, pretty much. I've only been here in London for a few weeks and just getting stuck into the open mics and playing music where I can straight away.
So did you come over here from a musical perspective or just from a kind of I want to see what London's like perspective?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
I was already coming here for a family holiday, but when we booked it, I just was like, let's just book a one-way flight for me, because I've been wanting to take the plunge and do music here for a few years now, but I was always a bit scared to do it, but I thought now is a good time.
So any obvious contrast so far between the New Zealand music industry versus the London music industry?
Yeah, there's a lot. Well, obviously there's so many more people here, so there's way more musicians and way more opportunity to play. But there's a lot more, I guess, unique styles here. Yeah. And I kind of already know a few people up and coming in the New Zealand music scene, whereas here I think there's so many hidden talents. So it's really amazing that you can just go to any night and you just see someone blow you away on stage. So I guess that's probably the main difference I've seen so far.
We were chatting a little bit off air about how there's so many more nights here to go and see live music than there are in New Zealand.
Yeah, definitely. It's in New Zealand, I think Thursdays, Fridays and Saturdays are probably your prime nights to go out, and even then there's a lot of venues like bars that I think would be great to have live music, but they just don't really have the audience or the scene to do it.
What, because there aren't enough people or because people don't know about it?
I think a bit of both, because there aren't enough people, even though Auckland is kind of the biggest city, most populated city in New Zealand. I think there's not enough people to fill up every venue. I think also the fact that it's hard to promote as well, whereas London is not just full of workers, but it's also full of tourists. So they've got enough people to come along and be interested in those kind of events. Yeah.
So have you always done music stuff?
Yeah, I've always been into music. I've wanted to sing as long as I've been able to think, kind of thing. Neither of my parents are musical. Were you that
4-year-old singer?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And I think the older you get, the harder it is to be confident. I don't know why, because when you're a kid, you just go out and you just perform anywhere you can. So that was definitely me, for sure.
I read something online today that you want to be that musician that's the same as that 4-year-old that's wearing a Batman t-shirt with pride, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
So when you were back in New Zealand, you played with a band also?
I played in bands at school.
Okay.
For the last year and a half, I've been doing the whole solo singer-songwriter thing.
Yeah.
But at school, I loved singing for the big bands, jazz combos. Nice. I also did choir as well. So yeah, I love playing in different groups.
So what made you want to kind of go solo as opposed to not stick with a group?
I think because when I left school, everyone was kind of going in different directions.
Okay, so logistically.
Yeah, and also I really like writing, that whole singer-songwriter acoustic vibes. And I wanted to figure out what it was like to stand on your own and really support yourself. Because I always did that when I first started high school, and then the bands kind of took over a little bit. Okay. So I wanted to challenge myself. I guess that's the short answer.
So you're here in London on your own?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is it not really scary?
Yeah, it's very intimidating. But I kind of like being scared.
Petrified.
Yeah. Well, I think in life it's really good to scare yourself a little bit, to do things that frighten you, because that means that you're challenging yourself, and I just want to immerse myself in the music life. So I feel like this is the best way to do it. Just there's no other option.
And is it giving you lots of songwriting inspo?
Definitely.
Yeah.
The emotions have been all over the place, to be honest. Sometimes I feel really elated and so happy to be here, and then sometimes I'm just like, I want to go home, I'm scared. Which does definitely bring out kind of that more emotional side of songwriting, like writing lyrics. I think I've written 4 songs since I've been here.
Wow.
So maybe next EP, next album, you never know. But yeah, definitely inspiring. I think traveling is a really good opportunity for songwriting.
Have you had to set up a different songwriting kind of zone now that you're in London?
Yeah, well, I think
different
because
process.
songwriting is a very vulnerable
Yeah.
place to be. So sometimes it's hard to write songs when you're in a foreign place or somewhere unfamiliar. And because I'm obviously not in my own home, which is where I normally write, it has definitely taken a little bit of adjustment. But I think maybe that'll bring out a different style of writing, which I'm looking forward to, hopefully trying to branch out a little bit from where I am at the moment. Yeah.
So tell me about the song I Hate Love.
I actually wrote that. I started writing it at night. So I was lying in bed trying to sleep. And I find that that's when a lot of lyrics come to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just my mind's going crazy. And that's why the first line is, I hate love sometimes. It makes my mind go crazy in the darkness of the night.
Ooh.
Because I was trying to sleep and all the lyrics were flowing out. So I just grabbed my phone, wrote all of them down. And then the next day I went, I need to work on that. And then I just ended up writing the song bang out in one go. That's how that song came about.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty weird story. But yeah, I always find that my inspiration comes at really annoying times.
Like 4 a.m.
Yeah. When I'm trying to sleep, or like sometimes when I'm walking my dog and I get my phone out and I voice memo it and I sing into my phone. But sometimes when there's other people walking around the park, it's a bit awkward.
I hate love sometimes. It makes my mind go crazy in the darkness of the night. I hate love sometimes. It'll change the way you see the world and how you live your life. You don't always feel like mine. Sometimes our love gets lost, but every time I look in your eyes, I fall. And I want you to know that when I leave the stage and my mind goes tired, you're the one I want to be beside. And when I lose myself and my fire's burned out, you're the one who casts away the doubt. I hate love sometimes. I can't think straight. And I question every decision that I make. But I am lucky to feel this way, to have the connection that we do. It's hard to believe you're mine. I hold on to every moment in case I'm left without you. We're two hearts passing time. And when I look in your eyes, I know that when I leave the stage and my mind grows tired, you're the one I want to be beside. And when I lose myself and my fire's gone out, you're the one I'm longing for, searching for. And maybe I love you too much. Oh, and baby, yeah, I feel your touch and I'm home. When I leave the stage I hate love sometimes.
The Alpha Sessions with Emma Joyce.
So you recently released an EP,
Yes.
and you didn't sort of do it whilst you were staying in one place. You
No,
did
I
it whilst
didn't.
you were away.
Yeah, well...
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it was a bit crazy. It was kind of last minute. I'd been recording it for about 6 months.
Cool.
My brother studies music at Auckland Uni. He
Amazing.
studies composition. So he helped me record it. And we kind of were coming down to crunch time before we had to leave. So we managed to get in the studio and finish recording everything. But when we were in Dubai on our holiday before we got here, that's when we kind of sent all the tracks off to be released.
And was that intentional or?
I wanted to release it before we left.
Okay.
I thought maybe I could do a release party or something.
Yeah.
But like I said, crunch
Ran out of
time, ran out of time. But it's kind of a story.
Sweet.
And I just wanted to make sure that I had it released before I got to the UK, because I really wanted to say to people, you know, I'm on Spotify, I'm on Apple Music.
Yeah.
Please listen to my stuff. And it's a good way to share my sound, if you will.
So talk us through that process. Were the songs sort of like ready and written, or did you write them especially for the EP? Or
They were kind of over, I guess, a 2-year period of writing.
Yeah.
So the first song that I wrote, I thought it was Choices, but it actually wasn't. It was No You. That was the first track that I wrote for it. And I wrote that after I came back from some travels in America and about like meeting different people there. There were people from all over the world. I worked at a camp.
Oh, nice.
And then, yeah, as I started writing more, I realized that I really wanted to release like a set of tracks. And then the writing kind of came from there. And so in the song I Hate Love, I mentioned the words passing time in that track, and that's how I came, like, I wanted the EP to be called Passing Time.
So it's called Passing Time?
Yes, that's
Okay.
the name of the EP.
Amazing. And we can find that on Apple Music, Spotify, and all the other kind of
Yeah,
streaming
just
services?
general like streaming sites, yeah.
Awesome. We'll go through at the end different ways for people to find you. and stuff
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely.
Cool. So in terms of like songwriting process, are there particular things that inspire you that you go to every time, or is it very much like a per experience thing?
I think, I mean, obviously every artist is different,
Yeah.
but for me, I think my favorite songs that I've written come from an experience. And like, for example, Choices, I wrote that song in 1 hour. I just kind of was so
mental.
inspired, sat there and just went, da, 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 da. I don't know, like that's the only way I can, it just like flows through you,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
So what comes first, the lyrics or the melody?
It's definitely subject, you know, it depends. But for me, I think what I'll do is I'll kind of play a little guitar riff or like some chords or something, and I'll just sing over that chord progression over and over again until I kind of land on a melody that I really like. And then sometimes the melody and the lyrics will come at the same time. Sometimes the melody will come first and I'll add lyrics that I think go in. So yeah, but I think a lot of the
both.
time, because I'm a singer,
Yeah.
the melody is the most important part to me rather than the guitar. If that
Okay,
makes sense.
yeah, understood. And if we were to check out your online streaming service, whatever that be, what kind of artists would we find on there?
Ooh,
Who are your favourite
that I
artists?
listen to?
Yeah.
Well, when I was a kid, I always loved like Beyonce and Pink and those kind of artists because
Okay.
I just loved that whole like pop star image.
Yeah.
Now, an artist that I really like is Ben Howard.
Yes.
That like acoustic. His guitaring is amazing. But yeah, you'd probably find that on there. I do like a little bit of John Mayer every now
Cool.
and then.
Yeah.
A lot of male artists actually. Ed Sheeran is obviously like an idol of mine because of the fact that he does stand on his own, you know, and
Yeah.
that's what I was kind of aiming to do with the whole solo thing.
Would you ever want to kind of jump on the loop pedal bandwagon?
Oh, well, I do have a loop pedal.
Oh, yeah.
But I've always been too scared to play with it live.
Oh, really?
I mean, I think that's just a mental thing. But I think I am a bit self-critical in like my technique. So
Okay.
it's one of those things where I'd want to get really good at it before playing with it. But definitely, I love the sound of the loop pedal.
Yeah,
and it makes it
sounds
sound so full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it.
So you also started busking.
Yes.
What was that like?
Busking here is intimidating. There's a lot of competition for one, and
Okay.
like you don't want to tread on the toes of the locals that are already here.
Yeah,
So I've only been busking once so far, and it took me a while to kind of get the gear because I couldn't bring all of my gear over from New Zealand.
Yeah.
But I've just been kind of networking, talking to musicians about where are good spots, where you're not going to get in the way, and the fact that there's quite a lot of changing laws happening at the moment around busking.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
They've got this public space protection orders thing going on. I actually went to this is like a little bit of a plug, but I went to an event yesterday for Keep Streets Live, and they were talking about buskers' rights because the public space protection orders are preventing live entertainment on the streets at the moment.
Wow,
and it's a criminal
mad.
offence if you are in a place where there's a PSPO. So
That's mad.
yeah, it's pretty intense because it means that you could have a criminal conviction on your record. Yeah, it's pretty intense. But yeah, I've just been trying to network, figure out what spots that I can really go to. And yeah, I'm hoping to kind of busk more central and see how it goes. I think it's a good way to get your name out there, you know?
100%. We've had quite a few artists on the show that have sort of become more and more well-known because of busking. So, like, definitely I would thoroughly recommend. But I also think it could be quite scary because London is quite famous for people not stopping.
Like, not stopping to watch, you mean?
Yeah, like not stopping to watch. Or
everyone's on the way to
if
work.
you're stuck. Yeah, exactly. There's that whole commuter mentality. And in my head, I've never been to New Zealand, but I've got this, like, image in my head of everyone being really nice and friendly and really chill. So to go from, like, that vibe to this kind of, can't stop, I've really got to go, must be quite a massive contrast.
Yeah, it is definitely. At home, I play at a lot of markets.
Yeah.
So where, you know, they have, like, food and people, like, sit and relax and there's lots of kids and they actually sit and they listen to you.
Yeah.
So that is definitely a very big difference. But also, I'm used to kind of trying to make every performance the same. You know, you've got to have that energy even when people aren't maybe looking, because you never know who might walk past.
Yeah, of course.
And also, you know, there might just be one person watching you and you just got to perform to them, you know, give them everything.
Like, we had an artist called Hattie Briggs who was on the show, and she basically was busking and got spotted by Alfie Bay. And then went on tour with him and supported him, which is
That's
mental.
amazing.
Just from busking. So,
yeah,
like,
you never know.
Anything could happen.
Yeah, for sure.
What about your song Simple?
Simple. I wrote that as kind of a song to myself.
Okay.
I think in this industry, it's really easy to be hard on yourself. And like I was saying, there's it's easy for your emotions to go up and down, you know? So I wanted to kind of prove to myself or write it as a reminder to be grateful for what I've done, where I am at the moment, what I've achieved. And even though I have big goals and places I want to go, that doesn't mean that what I've done so far isn't worthy.
Absolutely.
If that makes sense. And I find that I'm very critical of myself. So every time I sing that song, I remind myself to take it easy and just, you know, you're going to be more effective and you're going to get more of the things that you want if you look after yourself.
Yeah.
That's where that song comes from.
That's
And I
good
hope,
advice.
Yeah, I hope that people can relate to it, you know,
100%.
find a lyric that they relate to in there. Yeah.
Take it easy now. Life is full of ups and downs. Don't put the pressure on now. Everybody has the same amount of time in a day. Push that stress away. And with so many distractions, it's hard to know what to focus on and when to take action. So reevaluate and concentrate on yourself and the ones you love. Ooh, yeah, it's that simple. Why spend your now worrying when all you do is lose the life you're living? And why not say what you mean? Be authentic to the you wanna be. Understand everyone's on a journey, and that's how we grow and make good company. Don't isolate yourself in your thoughts. We all have bad days, even if we don't say it. Oh, appreciate what you have and where you're at. Do what you love and be kind. It's that simple. Yeah, it's that simple. Take it easy now. Friends will come and go. Doesn't mean you're not worthy of a hand to hold. And be conscious of what you focus on, and honest when you spent your time wrong. There are so many things you want to change, but it'll come from the little things you do each day. Remember to take one step at a time, and whatever makes you happy is worthwhile. Appreciate what you have and who's got your back. Do what you love and be kind. It's that simple. Yeah, it's that simple. Yeah, it's that simple. Take it easy on yourself.
The Alpha Sessions with Emma Joyce.
So you also filmed a music video in London. In the UK.
Oh, yes. I know the one you're talking about. That was in my auntie's living room.
Amazing.
I thought you meant on the streets. I am actually
no.
hoping to film a cover video in Hyde
cool.
Park.
Oh, wow.
Because I thought that would be a really nice spot.
That is such a great spot. Do you have to get like licenses and stuff for that?
I think from the research that I've done, as long as you're not amplified, you're fine. Because I don't know if you can busk there or anything, but I'm sure if I'm just like kind of practicing and just doing my own little thing,
Just
it shouldn't be
casually,
a
and then
problem.
secretly get a GoPro out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, one of the few cameras that I have, rig something up on a tripod. Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. No, I try and film cover videos wherever I go. I managed to do one in Mauritius when I was there, which was fun
So
on the
cool.
beach.
Yeah.
My brother helped me do that one.
Do you have a favourite cover?
Ooh, favorite cover. My favorite cover to play live is one of Crazy, Niles Barkley with Rolling in the Deep, Adele.
Ooh.
I love that. Yeah, it's so much
I need
energy
to
and
check that out.
people really sing along to that one. So that's probably my favorite one to play live for sure. Mm-hmm.
Cool. And you're also jumping on that vlogs thing. You seem to be doing quite a few of them.
Yeah, I do enjoy making vlogs. I think I could probably work on tailoring my style a bit more.
Okay.
But I really enjoy watching vlogs just in my spare time. It's nice to put on in the background, and I think it's a nice way to connect online and kind of learn about people's stories, and there's so much you can learn online as well. So if someone has something that they think they can teach you, vlogs are always fun. And I think there's a lot that goes into being a solo musician that people don't realize, and the fact that I'm kind of doing everything myself at the moment, it's kind of cool letting people into the kind of behind the scenes, backstage, if you will.
I think it's so interesting.
Yeah, it's fun, and I don't know, it's a good way to kind of capture those memories as well, and then I can look back and you can realize how grateful you were for those times, look back. And also with the cover videos as well, it's cool to look back on how much you've improved.
Yeah,
because I try not to delete or take any videos down, because I want people to be able to see the progress and the improvement. Yeah.
That's really cool. So, you're in London. What's the plan?
It's a very loose plan.
Okay.
And when I tell people, they're like, really? What are you doing? But I thought London would be a great place to start because there's so many people, there's so much going on, the hustle and bustle of it all. So at the moment, I'm just trying to network, make as many connections as I can. And then I'm hoping to kind of travel around the UK, get some gigs, maybe go to Brighton because I've heard that the scene there is really awesome. Yep. And then maybe go up north. I'd love to go to Scotland a little bit. And then hopefully book gigs in advance, and then that gives me, a reason to kind of travel around and get my name out there, and also continue to write. And I have met a few friends that have access to studios, so it'd be awesome if I can release some singles every now and then. Yeah.
Possible London album.
Yeah, exactly. That would be super cool. I love that.
And have you got a favourite UK venue, UK gig that you've done so far?
Well, I haven't played any official gigs yet.
Okay.
But I have really enjoyed going to the city of Quebec.
Ooh.
They do an open mic night there. They've only done 3, and I've been to every single one.
Amazing.
The staff there are awesome. So
Cool. Whereabouts is that then?
near Marble Arch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so all the staff are really, really nice, and it's a very welcoming kind of bar. And it was the first open mic night that I went to in London.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a very special place to me already.
I mean, I find open mic night scary enough as it is, let alone in a country that I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
I was a bit nervous going at first, but you just got to dive right in, I think.
Cool. So, loads and loads of luck.
Thank you so much.
And I hope that is everything you want it to be.
Yeah, me too. I really appreciate you having me here today.
I really appreciate you coming down.
Yeah, it's been great.
And if people want to go online and find out more about you, where can they go? What can they do?
You can find me on pretty much, I hope every platform. On Instagram, it's at Lauren Collins Singer. And Facebook and YouTube, it's Lauren Collins Music. Twitter, which I don't use that much, but it's Lauren C. Singer. I'm going to try and get better at the whole Twitter thing. And my website is laurencollinsmusic.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yesterday, I saw through different eyes another life. It's crazy when you meet someone who can turn your world around. Yesterday, I met someone who didn't know what they wanted. The tattoo on my arm doesn't mean I'm wise, but I can see it in your eyes that you see me. And I think of all the ways my life could go, and how each choice I make can make the world a different place. But yesterday when you looked at me like that, I wasn't sure if I was right anymore. One too many thoughts of you creeping and distracting me. It's crazy how I feel so numb, and the walls come down one by one, and you see me. I think of all the ways my life could go, and how each choice I make can make the world a different place. But it's a shame that you looked at me like that, 'cause now I want you back even more, even more. Feeling is easy, but choices, they are hard. Even now you're stuck in my head somehow, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think of all the ways my life could go. Whatever choice I make will change my life anyway. And somehow I don't know what I really want, but I guess now that's just me. That's just me, yeah. That's just me. That's just